we should put if possible next time.
All right, we're recording and we're live on YouTube. We're ready to go. Sorry, that other meeting ran a little bit long, so.
I am opening this session, emergency meeting of the Grand County Commission. The time is 2:41. Present are Christina Sloan, Kevin Walker, Evan Clapper, Sarah Stock, Tricia Dean, Quinn Hall, Alicia Oliver, Mary McGann. The first order of business is Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Christina, we have been wondering if it is really necessary to have a closed session, because we're going to agree with your recommendation no matter what. Could we?
If you guys-
just move?
Yeah, I don't need it if y'all don't need it.
So let's go to general business, action item, discussion and consideration of approving one Utah opioid settlement memorandum of understanding. Is there any discussion? Can I have a motion?
Did we have to specify which one? Was there? Or was it just the one?
There's a recommended motion in the agenda summary. It's just the one.
I move to approve the one Utah opioid settlement memorandum of understanding authorizing Mary McGann, Vice Chair of the Grand County Commission, to execute the distribution defendants subdivision settlement participation form and dismiss Grand County's claim against distributor defendants McKesson, Amerisource Bergen, and Cardinal Health in the 3rd Judicial District Court, Summit County, case number 1805019, Grand County versus Teva Pharmaceutical. Would anybody approve that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Evan Clapper. Do I have a second?
I can second.
Seconded by Sarah Stock. Discussion?
Can we have Christina give a general kind of overview for the public?
Yes. I'm sad we're here. I still consider the settlement extremely offensive, but our choices going forward look very grim. So last week, there was a ruling in a very similar case out of West Virginia that found that the distributors had no legal duty to manage or oversee the distribution chain of opioids beyond distributing to legal pharmacies, that public nuisance law did not apply to opioid distribution, and that the damages suffered by the plaintiffs, which were a local city and local county, were not caused by the distributors here. So, and on all claims found for the distributors. Given that it's a 180-page ruling, and San Juan County and I both met with our opioid council a couple of days ago, who are now recommending that we settle. They think that we have no chance to win an award in our local court here in Utah for various reasons. Our claims are similar. And the settlement deadline, which has moved and has continued to get extended, but currently the deadline is tomorrow. So Opioid Council is now recommending we do settle. I've always heeded their recommendation. We obviously had a strong response to not settling before for reasons, you know, I'm sure you guys will discuss, and that's in the agenda summary. The settlement amount, which I still don't have certain of the percentage that we get is certain. It's 0.304% of 50% of the award that Utah will take. We will be eligible now to apply for grants for the 50% pot of money that the state will take. But what that amount looks like, I don't have a certain figure for us. I think it's probably around $15,000 a year for 18 years. So obviously that is a tiny fraction of what the opioid crisis has caused Grand County. This is releasing and settling with the distributors. They're the big pockets, they're the big money, that's the bulk of the case. But there are defendants remaining. So, at some future time, assuming we do settle with the distributors, I can update you on what that means for the rest of our claims.
Thank you. Questions?
I don't have questions. I just, and we all know this is a huge impact on our community. And the more you get into it, I've now had multiple personal, effects of opioids in my life as far as friends and family of friends. And so it's really serious. And I know our sheriff's department and our attorney are working really hard to do what they can to, mitigate the effects on our community. But I also understand, I don't know, we don't want to keep putting resources into something we know we can't win. Yes.
Thank you. Any other? Thank you, Trish. I'll call for the vote. All in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We have reached the end of our agenda. If no one objects.
Well, Mary, actually, can I give one more update, somewhat related? Trish has been
Certainly.
helping me work on a drug-induced homicide charge. That would be legislation we would introduce in the 2023 general session. We've been working on it for a few months. The Sanders family is helping with that as well. There was a similar bill run last year by Senator Weiler. Salt Lake County opposed it for some nuanced reasons that we're working through. Essentially, they didn't want to see the law used to prosecute friends and family, the last person to touch the drugs before the overdose and death happened. And the way it was written, it really didn't protect against prosecution sufficiently. And I agree with that. So Grand County is working on that. We have worked hard with Salt Lake County to work through a draft that we're both happy with. The Criminal Legislative Committee of the county attorney body is going to workshop that draft on August 15th. Cody Stewart, our lobbyist, has been in touch with Senator Weiler. Trish, I haven't seen that update, but Senator Weiler would like to be involved again, but he doesn't want to see the opposition before. So he wants to make sure, that we have general county support, UX support going into the general session this time. I feel good that we'll get there. What we're going to workshop with the criminal legislative group is an affirmative defense for that friends and family issue. So it would still be the element that prosecution would have to show at trial would be distribution and not sale still, but it would allow an affirmative defense would be a bar to prosecution. If, for example, and we're still workshopping what this looks like, if you didn't exchange any value for the drugs, that kind of thing. The point is, how do we get to these dealers? In the current way, the homicide statutes are set up is that the burden on prosecution is really hard to show that there is any intent of a dealer to cause a death based on the sale. And this new charge would ease that path forward a little bit for prosecution. It was largely, the overwhelming majority of prosecutors last year supported it, but I think that, with Grand County being involved, that we can make it even better and get it past this next general session. So there is that. We're not giving up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So anything else? Okay, if there's no further objections, I will adjourn this meeting. Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Can I sign that right now? Yeah. Then
Need
it's
a second signature, or is that?
Well, that